You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. Asshole Consultant continuing on. We got a unique one here. Hi, Cappy, longtime fan. I ask you to keep most of my information and name vague and anonymous. I'm a nurse. Recently became a nurse practitioner. I chose this major when I was 19 because my family was poor as hell. My mom, with her last dying breath, told me to pick a major to actually pay the bills. Good mom. Good mom. Fearing continued poverty, I became a nurse. And while it has helped me financially, eventually, looking back, I kind of picked anything that I could do to make some kind of money. Yeah. You did it right. In case you're wondering, follow my dreams and the money will follow. No, the money that when you follow your dreams, the money never follows. Almost guarantee, unless your dream was some nerdy shit, it rarely follows. So you did the right thing. Now at a youngish but not terribly youngish age, would you recommend possibly going back to college to do something that I actually dreamed of as a kid? I always wanted to work for NASA, something space related in engineering, or continue on with my practitioner career. Opening up your own practicing clinic with enough experience and time. I'm good at what I do and do my best to help my patient. It's amazing what poverty and starvation does to the quality and caliber and work ethic of people who endure it. Instead of the fat pigs who are always living off of welfare and have ample food, clothing, and shelter. Oh, no, don't worry. Actually being poor. It's amazing what happens to people when they're actually poor. And oh my God, look, can you believe the Indian immigrants that came over and make most money in the United States? No kidding. You're saying living a poor standard like $2,000 a year and whatever, traffic, disease, really, they're motivated somehow to get out and to stay out of it too. It's very interesting. No, go tell the world how you're going to save it, Greta Thunberg. You go tell them, you privileged pain in the ass. Sorry. But the thought of working in healthcare forever is somewhat depressing, extremely depressing. The disease made it much worse. This is not what I envisioned my life would be. What would you do in my place? You are the youngest age that you are. Married, no debts, no kids. Okay. All right. All right. Well, I had questions. Well, do you know? And I asked him, well, do you know specifically what you do in NASA? I mean, you could go be a janitor at NASA. I'm sure. There you go. Probably don't even have to go to college for that. The NASA thing was admittedly a childhood dream of mine. Part of me wants to go back to college and finish a major in mechanical engineering. I just went into nursing because it made sense to me. Cheap, but job paying $80,000 right out of college. $80,000, you say? Well, we can't afford a home. Yeah, but he can. He makes $80,000, and his wife probably makes 65, 80 as well, because she didn't major in dumb shit either. Imagine that if you don't major in dumb shit, you don't spend the money that you could have spent on a house on a worthless degree, you'd have a house. Like what? I wonder if instead of spending $120,000 on a worthless joke of a degree, you'd have the down payment for a house. Wonder if you could afford housing then. Sorry, not you, sir. Should I just rock the practitioner thing, get really good at it, make shitloads of money, and hope the money will make up for the lack of enjoyment? All jobs suck, man. Cappy, I shit you not. Healthcare is a nightmare. Or B, use this time now that I'm no longer afraid of homelessness and hunger to explore new career options, find something I may enjoy, potentially take a pay cut initially to find potential happiness. Do some people actually find shit they enjoy, or is that just childhood nonsense? That is childhood nonsense. To answer it quickly, it's childhood nonsense. I had a friend. She ended up she was a plastic surgeon. And everyone thought, oh, wow, she's having the great time of her life, this and that, and this. And she says, no, at the end of the day, you still got to go in. It's still a pain in the ass. Yeah, I make a lot of money, but everything becomes a job. Sterling Cooper, porn star. I even asked him, I said, hey, I bet there's days you don't want to go to work and have sex with gorgeous women. He's like, yep, yep. Everything becomes a job. Now, yeah, some jobs can go to shit, like in banking, where you're dealing with corrupt, incompetent dickless wonders. I'm sure healthcare with the regulation and the entitled little quanta ha-has of America who think they're entitled to free shit all the time. They're unappreciative and childish pains in the asses. But generally, yeah. Do you find shit you enjoy? Yeah, if you're incredibly lucky, like me. And I don't assume this is going to last forever. Like, and even in this day, I don't want to answer the fucking questions. I want to go play video game. I want to sit on my ass. Went hiking last couple days ago. I was in Montana. So don't think you're, oh my God, there's like this great job I'm going to enjoy. What, you think NASA isn't corrupted? You what? Are you black? Are you female? Are you gay? I mean, if you're not white, maybe you stand. I mean, no joke. No joke. You think NASA's going to be meritocratic, something that high profile? And I want to know exactly, what would you do in NASA? Do you want to be an astronaut? Probably more aerospace engineering. Do you want to build rockets? Aerospace engineering again. Are you more electricians? I mean, what do you want to do at NASA? And before you even decide to embark on that path, well, find out what do you want to do? 2, what are the educational requirements? 3, what's it pay? Figure out that first. You didn't answer me and say what you wanted to do in NASA. Curious as to what your life experience has been. My life, now, in defense of pursuing dreams, I never really pursued that. This wasn't a thing. The concept of being an internet influencer wasn't a thing. I just did a blogging, if any other reason, out of proving people fucking wrong. It was a hobby. Most of the podcasters and turned YouTuber type of people did podcasting because it was therapeutic and it helped them not murder people on the highway. So I would say go do whatever you want for fun. Go work, do your thing, make your money. But if there's something you want to do, go do it. If it's a hobby or maybe an intellectual curiosity, and maybe you get lucky and maybe you make money doing it. We always want to raise wiener dogs. All of a sudden, you're the premier wiener dog farm, and people pay you $18,000 for your purest of purebred wiener dogs. They're extra long and goofy. So I don't want you to like, never take a chance. But yeah, don't think here. Your dreams are rarely found in your career. And you got to figure out what exactly is your career going to be in NASA. So that and then find out your education requirement, and then I'd reevaluate that. But to be perfectly honest, can you? I'm not saying you should, but you certainly can. You're a good candidate for it, whatever capacity you want to work in NASA. You're young still. You don't have kids. You don't have debt. So if you wanted to end up pursuing it, I would. I wouldn't do it at the expense of your career, though. Don't you do I do A or do I do B? And I will tell you, you do a bit of both. You keep working and you go. Let's say you figure out you want to go. Oh, I found the job I want to be. I want to be the space nurse. Space Nurse, The Adventures of Space Nurse. Da, 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 da. Space Nurse. Right? They got a nurse space program. And then you say, oh, okay, I got my medical background, but I need to learn whatever it is NASA needs you to learn for then go take some nighttime classes. Go. Absolutely. But you're not giving up your day job. You're not living off your wife. You're gonna continue being a practitioner, maybe hold off on opening up your own clinic. And yeah, then go that way. And man, I talked to someone at NASA. Sure, they get these calls all the time, but find out what you want to do in NASA. Call up the NASA recruiter. They probably have it online. Okay, what do I got to do to do this? and then go get the educational requirements, whatever they are, and you're off to the races. And good luck to you. Otherwise, what's probably more likely and sensibly going to happen is you'll find out, oh, yeah, no, this isn't when I don't have the time for the education requirements or whatever. And you'll probably choose not that path. I'm not saying not to, I'm just saying I predict. And then you say, oh, okay, well, I'll open up my own practice, which should really lessen. It won't eliminate, but it should lessen the amount of bullshit you got to do with healthcare. Because if you guys keep playing your cards right, you know, you guys have no debt. Did you have a house? Did you have a house? No kids, no debt. I don't know. You got a house. You get your finances squared away that you can work part-time as a nurse practitioner, or you can work full-time, but you don't take bullshit clients. So you can eliminate 80% of the bullshit. All of a sudden, your life is going to be a lot better. And then only one final thing. Look, if you're going to have regret, you didn't try to get into Nassau. All right, fine, then go do it. But what you need to do is you need to research first what you want to do in Nassau, what the education requirements are, and you feel like, oh yeah, that's not possible. Like I had a little bit of an interest in Singapore until I looked at hotel prices. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna. No, wasn't really a dream. But once you do the research, doing research really answers a lot of people's questions for themselves. Like, oh yeah, I don't have the time to do that. No, I don't want to major in that. So I think you owe it. You have to. It sounds like this is going to be something you're going to regret on your deathbed if you don't follow up on it. So research this fully, see if it's viable. Talk to the wife if you guys are planning on having kids, because she's going to have to. I think you still got to do both. But if all of a sudden you're off at astronaut school, she's got 2 kids and you ain't got no income coming in, well, run that past her, obviously, first. So I'm for you doing it, but I'm for you doing it thoroughly and intelligently and figuring out as quickly as possible a reason to disqualify. To say, no, it's not going to happen. And what is more likely going to happen is you will find there's no happiness in your career. None. There's no happiness in a career. But there's contentment and peace and less pain and bullshit. And I think that's what you could find if you go self-employment. I think that's where you're going to probably end up. There you are. Oh, 5 super chats. Lizard of Linux Lane, $5. It's hard to believe they took down Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. I wonder what terms of service made them remove the video. What are you talking about? They took that down? Why? Is he alive? Did he? I don't know. Justify mistake. I need $2. Tips on negotiating a new job salary. Aim high. Find out. Here's what I would do. If they're requiring you to live, if they're requiring you to work at a physical office, you go find a cheap 1-bedroom apartment in a clean and safe neighborhood. Doesn't have to be fancy. Find out what the rent is, multiply it by 12, and reverse, and then add your living expenses, add them all up to that rent. Everything. Add 30%, 35% on, add 10% on top for retirement. Add another 5% on top for a little bit of fun. And then add another 30% on top of that for taxes. That should roughly ballpark your salary that you require of them. And you're just going, yeah, you want me to work downtown? Okay, well, an apartment a mile away costs about this, so you could walk. Well, you would have to commute. Like, no, I'm not commuting. I have a particular lifestyle in mind, and may not, but I'm not commuting. I'm not wasting an hour one way to commute. You want me to work downtown? You're gonna have to pay me to live downtown. And in other words, figure out how much you need. That's your hard limit. Compare to what, there's Indeed.com, I think salary.com. You can do research. What's the average pay? Like here's minimum, and then you add on top of it. And you know what? Don't take a job oh, I'm sorry, I didn't click on this. Sorry, Justified. Not necessarily aim high, just have a bare minimum limit and say, yeah, you want me to live here? Okay, well, I want to have a work-life balance, and you're going to pay enough for me to afford food, clothing, shelter. You're going to pay me a living wage, motherfucker. And that includes insurance and retirement and a little bit of fun and not a ridiculous commute. Absolutely not. And then figure out what the market rate is. And look, you got a job interview and your number comes in at 63 based on where they want you to live. And they say, we offer 50,000, probably not going to get it, but you'd be surprised. Like, oh yeah, no, we offer 78,000. Okay. Yeah, that sounds fine. Figure out how much you need, Justified, to live not luxuriously, but comfortably, not ridiculously, not stuck in a commute. JJJS, Toucan. I dated in his field. God awful run, Forrest, run. Well, he's married, so he's not dated. Boo boo, hey! Our official Philippine agent in the field, 125 Philippine pesos. Cappy, I'm pregnant, and it's yours. Boo boo is a guy, by the way. What? I didn't touch you, boo boo. What are you talking about? We had coffee. I hope you're doing well, boo boo. Cappy's huge ass. $2. Totally not Dre. Reach out to NASA's Dr. Ligmu Johnson. Okay. There's a lead for you. Justified by saying $2. I know the previous person's salary. It's public info. What are you talking about? Previous person, so the previous consultation. Okay, good. Oh, the previous person who has it's public information. All right, yeah, there you go. And say, all right. Well, that still doesn't even figure out how much you need to live, Justified. Figure that out comfortably and see if that salary even comes close to it. If it's above it, there you go. Say, I want that guy's salary. Okay, bye. And always, always, always be willing to walk away. Always be willing to walk away. Do not take the job unless it's worth it. This whole shit, I did this when I was a young boy, young man. Well, I'll take whatever job, but I'll prove it to them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck you, pay me well. And if I find anything better, significantly better, I'm going to them. And just so you know, Justified, the second you get a job, you know what the very next thing you do is? You start looking for another. You keep tabs on what they're paying out there. All right, there you guys go. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.